Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to take a little closer look at the level 10 version of the Mudskipper, the ship here. This is the level 15 version of the Mudskipper that was entered into XCaliber's June challenge, I guess. Builder Designers Challenge. As a level 15 hovercraft to take out POIs on the starter planet. It's basically a mini assault vehicle slash tank, and it's combat steel, the whole exterior is, and it's got a polarized hull shield on it, which is back here, right there. And once you have the shield, you don't really need the combat steel anymore, except when he showed my ship on the challenge, he forgot to turn the shield on, so I guess it's a good thing I did have combat steel. It made it through without, it took some dings and scratches, but didn't lose any blocks. This is a armored cockpit. Sorry for all the racket. Get out of God mode. This has got two multi-tools in the back. So if you enable salvage mode, the ramp goes up, multi-tools come out, you can tear down the POI after you captured it, and using these two multi-tools. But they are, let me turn this on. The multi-tools are level 15 unlocked. So they had to go for that one. And the plasma turrets are also level 15. So basically the large thrusters that this thing uses, the T2 large thrusters are level 12. So I replaced all of those with the level 7 large thruster. I replaced the tool turrets I just removed, and the plasma turrets I replaced. This one has a plasma turret here and then out on these wings, and over here I replaced the wing ones with miniguns and the top ones with, or the top one with the rocket launcher. So it's got 3 rocket launchers up top, 4 miniguns on the corners, and it's still got one minigun down below. That's to shoot any spiders or whatever chasing you through the countryside. So I just removed the tool turrets. I replaced all the engines with the T1 engines instead of T2. And I replaced the combat steel with just regular steel. If you take a look here, the mass of this ship is 81 tons. The mass of this ship is 121 tons. So 40 tons difference in the mass. And so if you look at the performance stats of this ship, we're at 20 going front and back, 14 on the sides, 22 going front and back, 17 on the sides. So this ship performs better than that one does with lower tier engines because it's 40 tons lighter. So, and as mentioned, once you have the polarized hull shield, you don't really need the combat steel, at least in the way that I play the game. I'm not doing PvP, and I try to play smartly when I'm attacking POIs. Just keep an eye on the shield. If it drops down near 0, back out, let it recharge, and come back in again. But I had a video earlier where I ran this thing through the middle of 3 or 4 Xerax, through basically a Xerax base. There was 8 or 10 patrols of Xerax running around, drones flying over, and 3 or 4 facilities all shooting lasers and rockets and everything at me, and basically never got the shields down to 0. So in that situation, this would perform pretty much exactly the same, except that it doesn't have the plasma turrets, which add a lot of firepower. It's got additional rocket turrets, help make up some of the difference, or one additional rocket turret. So it may take a little longer to knock out the base turrets, but basically it would perform the same. So the interior is pretty much exactly the same as that one. It's got a clone chamber, health station, armor locker, O2 station, some extra cargo, constructor on each side, place to store your medical supplies, a fridge on each side. Cargo is 12,000 volume. Ammo is 5,000, which is kind of overkill, but all of the ammo storage is in the front half of the ship from here forward. All of this storage is from here back. Mostly it's just the floor. It's all cargo extensions. And yet it's covered with a layer of half-blocks, steel half-blocks, and thrusters were in between. But all of this floor here is container extensions. And like the other ship, if you stand in this spot, open the door, facing forward here, you can bring out your drone. With the door open, with the hatch open. So that's pretty much it. I think I just started a new Alpha 10 survival game myself, and so I'm revamping my ships and kind of coming up with what I need in the game. And my personal thoughts on it, like I said, I don't really need combat steel, and if you look at the build requirements, that's the other thing. About 1,000 of the primary ingots, 1,000 carbon substrate, sathium is 100, cobalt's 100.5, neodymium is not 100, it's only 65, and then a couple of rustrumums, viscosium for the probably for the polarized hull shield on this. If we look over here, it's 500 more iron for the combat steel. Carbon substrate went up by a couple hundred. These are about the same. Sathium went from, I think it was 100 over there to 800 over here. That's from the combat steel. Cobalt was 140, I think, over here. Yeah, 138. Over here it's 500. Neodymium went way up. Rustrum and viscosium went way up. Those are probably due to the plasma turrets and the multi-tools not existing over there. So it's more expensive is the main takeaway there. So what I would do, that's level 15, this is level 10, I would probably make this ship, and then when I became level 15, I just add the multi-tools to it, and maybe the plasma turrets. Once I got had enough resources, I'd just swap out some of these guns for plasma turrets, have the multi-tools on here, and I'd just go with this. I then may or may not switch out to the better engines. If you put the T2 engines on here, if we take a look, here's the T2 engine. The force is 300 kilonewtons, and the regular one is 220. So, 80 more kilonewtons of force for these engines. Energy input 45. These are only 35, so these suck less fuel than that. Yeah, actually, the way it's set up right now, if you look at the about 90% fuel, I got almost 6 hours left, 5.52 at 90%. This one's a little bit short of 90%. Yep, there's 100. That one is about 15 minutes. This one actually has more time fuel left than this one does when they're both at 100%. Just by a couple minutes, not much difference. And they got the same amount of fuel. Again, it has to do with the mass of the ship, how much these engines have to push around. The force, until they fix these RCS numbers, roll, pitch, and yaw, I don't know what they mean anymore compared to Alpha 9.6, but we'll see what we can compare them between each other and see. 342, 317, 183. Oh yeah. So that was 342 on this, and this one's 230. So with the same number of RCS, which is a ridiculous number of RCS to start with 50 RCS, that one performs a lot better because it doesn't weigh as much. So anyway, that's the new Mudskipper level 10. Just if you're seeing this video, it's already on the workshop. And the only other thing I changed on here was the paint scheme. You may not like either of them, but this one basically is using this texture everywhere. If we do that, it would look just like that. And then I went around and put this rust symbol, the small one, on every single block. I probably won't do that again. I did it on that, and this is just a copy of that, but I probably won't do that again because it's such a pain to do, and if you don't like it, it's really, you got to remove it from every single block. I was trying that out just to add to the camouflage effect, but basically this one is using that camo texture, same as these smaller ships are using. Well, these two, when I published them, were using it, but they were colored differently. They were using this dark blue, kind of a navy blue, not a lighter blue. They were colored like that, but used the camo texture, and that's what I'm doing on here now. Again, if you don't like it and you want to change it to something up, go into creative mode. I don't think this is available in survival mode, but you can change it back to basic texture, and then go in and fix up whatever textures you want to change. But again, it's got that rust on every one of them, so it's going to be difficult to do with these. There you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful, and see you next time.